Hi, I'm Michael LaFosse from the Origami Do Studio, and this is my butterfly named for Guy Kawasaki, and it was designed for his book Enchantment. Here you can see the original model folded from handmade Japanese paper and handmade Origami Do paper. Use a square piece of paper colored differently on both sides. If using origami paper, which is white on one side, have the solid color side up, white side down. Begin by folding in half, edge to edge, and unfold. So we have a horizontal center crease. We're going to put a series of pinch marks down here on the right. Take the bottom edge up to the crease and make only a pinch mark. Unfold. Here's our pinch mark. Take the same bottom edge up to the pinch mark that you've just made and make a new lower pinch mark. So there are the two pinch marks. We're going to lay the lower pinch mark upon the upper one, folding fully across. And unfold. Rotate the paper to the opposite edge, and we're going to make only one pinch mark. Bring the bottom edge to the center crease and make the pinch mark. Unfold. Take the bottom edge and fold it up to the pinch mark and fold fully across. Unfold. We're going to fold each of the four corners of the square inward to a particular crease. On this side, we're going to use the lowest crease. Fold the square corner in so that the top edge of the triangle aligns with the crease. And do the same thing at the other end. Use this crease to fold the flap over, making a shallow trapezoid shape. Rotate the paper, and let's do the same thing on the other side. It's the lowest full crease. And we're going to use this full crease to hinge this flap up and over. And this is a slightly taller trapezoid. Rotate the paper so that larger trapezoid is on your right. Fold the paper in half, short edge to short edge, like this. You'll notice there's a vertical crease which is not quite on center. We're going to use it as a hinge to fold the smaller half of the paper over onto the larger half. We're going to squash fold this smaller half first, standing it straight up. Open like a cone or a hood, aligning the crease with the center and squashing. Flip the paper over left to right. Here's our base hinge. We're going to first exercise it or flex it so that it's going to have a nice valley crease on each side. And now we can squash. You can move the paper into a comfortable position by rotating it. That's advisable for this larger squash so you can control the extreme sides more easily. And here's the finished side of the larger squash. Let's take the bottom square corner and fold it to the top of the split. Now, move the triangle flap 90 degrees to the paper underneath. Tip the paper up so that you could squash fold these wings. We're going to do them one at a time, and we're going to squash fold them symmetrically. That means that the center crease on the wing is going to line up with the V-notch. Again, position the paper so that it's comfortable for you to do so. Your squash will look like this. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Always remember to open fully to the center line of the paper before squashing. And your paper setup will look like this. we're going to make an overlapping layer of paper from the center, and we're going to change the trailing edges of these hind wings. It's all done with this type of motion. First, push the trailing edge of the hind wing away, rolling the paper until you can flatten a nice straight crease from the center line of the paper up here all the way down to the tail end of the wing. You're going to see a mountain folded edge form, and you can then easily just flatten it down, making this right angle corner. And you'll have that overlap. Let's do the same thing with the other wing. And flatten. We're going to make this even larger because we're going to roll this leading edge of the wing down to make a pointed area like this, all the way to the top corner of the wing. And you can pull this edge, the overlapping edge, further down, like that. So now we have quite an extended overlap. Incidentally, this could all be done in one motion. I'm going to back out this instruction to show you that you could do this, and then before flattening this, in the middle you can pull the top layer down to get the same shape. When you're first learning this, it's a good idea to do it in 2 stages. Now we have our overlap and we have our tapered hind wings. We're going to make the angel wing effect now, and it's done in several stages. Grab the overlap flap tightly and hinge it up and over onto the forewing paper. Bring it back down and you'll see you've made a valley crease on the top surface. We're going to inside reverse fold this triangular section. The reverse is happening here. A mountain edge is becoming a valley inside, and that valley, which was on the surface, becomes a mountain. Reflatten the paper, and you're going to see the difference. What was similar to this, lower down, is now tucked up inside here. And this gives us another layer, which we can tightly grab, hinge up and over, and bring down. And you're going to see that we start having this angel wing effect. Now let's pull this layer back out and return it to the configuration we've had earlier. But now we also have this angel wing effect. You could install more pleats if you wish. Let's do the same thing to the other side, hinging over and down, inside reverse the flap, hinge up and down, and then bring the flap back out. And there's the angel wing effect. We have these square corners to inside reverse fold now, and we're first going to make a pre-crease. Fold the square corner over so that the raw edges align with this crease mark. Let's do the wing on the other side as well. Unfold. We have triangle flaps, one on each wing. These get inside reverse folded by opening and pushing inside following the pre-creases. Flatten. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Anytime you do work that requires a manipulation like this, it's a good idea to pick the paper up off the table and turn it in your hands until it's comfortable to do the work. We're going to now move these raw edges behind the top layers by mountain folding, and that's simple to do, especially where we have such a large opening here. We can take this very large corner and begin to fold it down, and then continue the fold to the trailing end of the wing, and then crease. So that's cleaned up very well. Let's do the same thing on the other side. This is another good one where you would pick the paper up, start at the larger end and begin it turning over comfortably and then working your way down to the other end. Sharpen with your thumbnail. We're going to now begin to shape the hind wings into the swallowtail, and this is done on the other side. Here we have this angle, which we can imagine being divided into thirds like pie slices. The outer edge is going to be folded 1/3 of the angle in, and an estimate is fine, something like this. You can imagine, after folding the first piece over, that an equal angle is left beyond this outer edge. So you can imagine 1, 2, 3, like this. Let's do the other one. It's the outer folded edge that gets folded in like a pie slice at an angle, 1/3 the area and angle of that corner. Okay, let's turn the paper back over to the front, and we're going to begin to finish the butterfly as we do for most of them. Mountain folding through the center, pivoting at the head so that we can angle the body fold across the paper like this. You could use the tip of the abdomen and the folded edge of the hind wing as a guide for the angle, matching and setting like this. Fold the other wing up to match, and then open the wings with the body and the head paper in between. We're going to squash the head and then thin the body. Squash folding the head, fold the head paper behind, and before thinning the abdomen or the body, we're going to bring the wings together with the body between. Rotate the paper so that you can get to the abdomen here, and we're going to fold the short edges of the abdomen inward, tapering toward the back. Let's do the other side. Like this. Open the wings out by folding at a forward angle as far as possible where it's locked in here, and then slightly above the head. Fold the other wing to match and set the wings out. To finish making the swallowtail shape, we're going to mountain fold along this folded edge and this color change line, making a nice pointed swallowtail. I like to fold right up to where this crease hits the color change line. You can see that faint crease and where it hits. And then curl outwards. You could leave this folded edge soft, or you could put in a sharp crease like this. Let's do the other swallowtail the same way. Mountain fold up to the target crease, curl, and if you've done one side sharply, you should fold the other side to match so that the style is the same. And here we have the Kawasaki swallowtail, named for Guy Kawasaki.